I pray peace, strength, and joy will fill your heart today. Before we begin, if you believe God is still working in your life, take a moment right now to subscribe, like this video, and comment, "God, I hear you." Your small act of faith today may encourage someone else who is struggling silently. There are moments in life when people walk away from God without even realizing it. Sometimes it happens slowly. The pressure of life increases, disappointments begin to pile up, prayers seem unanswered, and suddenly the connection that once felt strong becomes weak. Many people still believe in God, but they stop talking to Him. They stop trusting Him fully. They stop spending time with Him, and little by little the distance grows. But today God is speaking directly to your heart. He is saying, "I'm still waiting. Don't leave me hanging." This is not a message of condemnation. This is a message of love. God is not speaking to destroy you. He is speaking because He cares about you deeply. Even when you ignored Him, He watched over you. Even when you forgot to pray, He protected you. Even when you doubted Him, He still made a way for you. That is the kind of love God has for His children. Some people think God gives up easily, but He does not. Human beings may become tired of waiting, but God is patient. He keeps calling. He keeps reaching. He keeps opening His arms again and again. The reason you are hearing this message today is because God is trying to pull you closer to Him before it is too late. Maybe you have been pretending to be strong while secretly feeling broken inside. Maybe you smile around people, but at night you cry silently. Maybe you are carrying pain nobody knows about. You have tried to fix everything by yourself, but the more you try, the heavier life becomes. God is saying today, "Why are you carrying everything alone when I am here waiting for you?" God never asked you to fight every battle with your own strength. He never asked you to suffer in silence while pretending everything is okay. He wants you to come to Him honestly. He wants the real you, not the perfect version you show to people. He already knows your struggles, your fears, your mistakes, and your worries, yet He still loves you completely. Sometimes people run away from God because they feel ashamed of their past. They think they have failed too many times. They believe God must be angry with them. But if God wanted to abandon you, He would not still be speaking to your heart today. The fact that you still feel conviction, the fact that you still desire peace, the fact that you are listening to this message right now is proof that God is still calling you back. God is saying, "Do not leave me hanging while chasing things that cannot save you." Many people spend their whole lives chasing money, attention, success, relationships, or temporary happiness while ignoring their spiritual life. But eventually they discover that nothing in this world can truly satisfy the soul without God. People can have fame and still feel empty. People can have money and still feel lost. People can smile publicly and still be hurting privately. Only God can fill the emptiness inside the human heart. God is not asking you to come back because He needs something from you. He is asking because He knows you need Him. He knows the battles ahead of you. He knows the tears you have not cried yet. He knows the blessings waiting for you. And He knows that without Him, the journey will become harder than it needs to be. There are some of you listening right now who used to pray passionately. You used to feel close to God. You used to trust Him completely, but disappointment changed you. Maybe something happened that broke your heart. Maybe you lost someone important. Maybe your prayers were not answered the way you expected. Maybe you became tired of waiting, and slowly your faith became weaker. But God understands your pain more than anyone else. He saw every tear. He heard every silent cry. He knows exactly why your heart became tired. Yet even after all that, He is still saying, "I'm waiting." Think about that for a moment. The Creator of heaven and earth is still waiting for you. Not because you are perfect, not because you earned it, but because His love is greater than your failures. Some people have walked away from God for so long that they think returning is impossible. But with God, it is never too late to come back. One sincere prayer can begin to change everything. One honest moment with God can restore peace to your heart. One step toward Him can open doors you thought were closed forever. God is not asking for perfection today. He is asking for willingness. He is asking you to stop running. Stop delaying your relationship with Him. Stop saying later when your soul needs Him now. Life is unpredictable. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. The best time to reconnect with God is today. God is saying, "I miss talking to you." That sentence alone is powerful. Imagine the God who created the universe desiring a relationship with you personally. He wants your attention, your prayers, your trust, and your heart, not because He is lonely, but because He loves you beyond human understanding. Sometimes people only pray when they need help. They disappear when things become comfortable again. But God wants more than emergency prayers. He wants a daily relationship with you. He wants to walk with you through good days and bad days. He wants you to trust him not only during storms, but also during seasons of peace. Maybe lately you have been spiritually distracted. Social media consumes your attention. Worry consumes your thoughts. Fear consumes your heart. And without noticing, your connection with God becomes weaker. But today, God is calling your attention back to him. He is saying, come back before the world hardens your heart completely. This world can drain people spiritually. Constant stress, temptation, pressure, and disappointment can slowly pull people away from God. That is why you must protect your relationship with him intentionally. Spend time in prayer, read his word, worship him even when life feels difficult. Stay connected to the one who gives life meaning. There are blessings attached to obedience. There is peace attached to staying close to God. When you walk with God, it does not mean life becomes perfect, but it means you are never alone in your struggles. It means there is hope even during painful seasons. God is saying, I have not forgotten the prayers you cried years ago. Some of you gave up because you thought God ignored your prayers. But delays do not mean denial. Sometimes God works silently behind the scenes, while preparing you for something greater. Sometimes he protects you from things you are not ready for yet. And sometimes he waits because his timing is better than yours. Do not allow temporary frustration to separate you from eternal purpose. The enemy wants people to become spiritually disconnected, because a disconnected believer becomes weak, fearful, and hopeless. But God wants to restore your strength today. You may have made mistakes recently. You may have fallen into sin. You may feel unworthy, but listen carefully. God's mercy is bigger than your mistakes. Do not let guilt convince you to stay far from God. Run toward him, not away from him. The enemy says, hide from God, but God says, come to me. The enemy says, you are too broken, but God says, I can restore you. The enemy says, it's too late, but God says, I'm still waiting. This message today is not accidental. God arranged this moment because he knows exactly what your soul needs. Somebody listening today has been feeling spiritually empty for a long time. Somebody has been secretly asking God for a sign. Somebody has been losing hope little by little. And today God is responding directly to your heart. He is saying, do not give up on me, because I have not given up on you. There are seasons when God feels silent, but silence does not mean absence. A teacher remains silent during a test, but that does not mean the teacher abandoned the student. In the same way, God may seem quiet in your life, but he is still present. He is still working. He is still protecting you from dangers you cannot see. Some of the things that did not work out were actually God protecting you. Some closed doors saved you from future pain. Some delays kept you from destruction. God sees the full picture while human beings only see small pieces. That is why trusting him matters so much. God is saying today, stop giving your attention to everything except me. Many people spend hours feeding fear, negativity, gossip, and distractions, while giving God only a few minutes. But your spiritual life cannot grow without connection. Imagine trying to keep a phone alive without charging it. Eventually, the battery dies. In the same way, people become spiritually weak when they disconnect from God for too long. Prayer is not a religious duty only. Prayer is connection. Worship is connection. Faith is connection. And God is waiting for you to reconnect with him sincerely. Maybe you feel unqualified. Maybe you think other people are more spiritual than you. But God does not call perfect people. He changes ordinary people who surrender their hearts to him. Moses had excuses. David made mistakes. Peter failed many times, yet God still used them powerfully. So stop believing the lie that God cannot use you anymore. Your story is not finished yet. Your future is still in God's hands. God is saying, I still have plans for your life. Even after everything you have been through, God still sees purpose inside you. Your pain did not cancel your destiny. Your failures did not erase your calling. Your disappointments did not stop God's plan completely. But you must return wholeheartedly. Half-hearted faith cannot sustain you during difficult seasons. God wants your full trust. He wants you to stop depending only on your own understanding and start depending on him again. Some people listening today are emotionally exhausted. You have been carrying burdens for too long. You are tired mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. But God is inviting you to rest in him. Not temporary escape, real peace, the kind of peace money cannot buy and people cannot give. When you truly reconnect with God, something changes inside you. Fear begins to lose its power. Anxiety begins to weaken. Hope begins to rise again. Strength returns little by little. God is saying, do not let disappointment turn your heart cold. Life can make people bitter if they are not careful. Betrayal, rejection, delays, and heartbreak can harden the heart. But God wants your heart to remain soft toward him. Do not allow painful experiences to destroy your faith completely. There are people who almost gave up on life entirely, but one encounter with God changed everything. There are people who felt hopeless, but God restored their joy. There are people who thought their future was over, but God opened unexpected doors for them. And the same God can still work in your life today. Maybe your relationship with God has become inconsistent. One day you pray, another day you disappear spiritually. One moment you trust Him, the next moment fear controls your mind. But today is a new opportunity to grow stronger spiritually. God is not looking for temporary emotional excitement. He wants commitment. He wants consistency. He wants a real relationship with you. And today He is saying again, please don't leave me hanging. That means do not ignore His voice repeatedly. Do not delay your spiritual growth endlessly. Do not continue living far from Him while expecting peace. True peace begins when you reconnect with the one who created you. There are some people listening right now who know exactly what God has been asking them to change. Maybe it is a habit. Maybe it is a toxic relationship. Maybe it is unforgiveness. Maybe it is fear. God has been speaking to your heart quietly for a long time, and today He is asking you to finally listen. Obedience is not always easy, but it always leads somewhere better. God never removes something without understanding what is best for your future. Remember this carefully. God's waiting is an act of love. Many people would have given up on you already, but God did not. Even after your mistakes, He stayed close. Even after your inconsistency, He continued protecting you. Even after your doubts, He continued loving you. That is grace. And today, God is inviting you back into deeper relationship with Him. Not religion only. Relationship. Honest prayer, honest worship, honest surrender. You do not need complicated words to speak to God. Just be real with Him. Tell Him your fears. Tell Him your pain. Tell Him your struggles. Tell Him you need His help. God responds to sincere hearts. As you listen to this message today, I pray that every spiritual heaviness over your life will begin to break. I pray your faith will rise again. I pray your relationship with God will become stronger than before. I pray peace will enter your heart and confusion will leave your mind. God is still waiting for you. Do not ignore His voice. Do not delay your return. Come back to Him fully while there is still time. And always remember this. No matter how far you feel from God, one sincere step toward Him can change your life forever. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe, like, and comment for more.